My name's Aki Omoshaybi, and my childhood growing up was interesting. When I say interesting, I was fostered, fostered down in Portsmouth, Lee Park, and I think my foster nan fostered black children, and there was about 7 of us. So it was a house full, and it was quite a small, 3-bed house. So, yeah, it was interesting. Lee Park, I guess, in the 90s was one of the biggest housing estates in Europe. Not much goes on there. There's not many opportunities down there. And if I'm honest, it's quite rough. You kind of have to look after yourself. I say look after yourself. Yeah, you do. Otherwise, they'll look after you and not in a good way. I suppose growing up in Lee Park where there weren't much diversity or, people of colour was quite tough. I'd never wanted to have any attention kind of thrown my way. I wanted to kind of fade into the background because the minute I got attention, that's the minute attention came with racism, basically. So I often made myself small to fit in, and that would be, I was good at football, I was good at quite a few things, but I kind of didn't sometimes excel as much as I could because I didn't want the attention that came with that, because quite often things that came with that was kind of me fighting quite a lot and a lot of racism, like especially the school me and my brother went to. In my year, there were 2 black children, one including myself. The other guy got beat up really bad to the point that his family moved to Australia. It was quite tough. I guess I dealt with that by trying to be a people pleaser, I guess. I would go out of my way to be nice to people and do things for people. You kind of spend your energy on others rather than yourself because you want to be accepted, because I felt like I wasn't being accepted for my colour or who I was. I guess for any young black girl or boy not growing up in London, I would just say, you have as much right as anyone in this world. Stop making yourself small. Your space is your space, and don't let people try and take over. Don't belittle yourself to make others feel comfortable, because probably they fear you. Racism quite often I fear is about fear, because they're scared or they feel threatened of you as a person, of maybe your personality, your talent, your being, to be honest with you. I wish I spoke up earlier, but I guess when you're younger, you kind of squash your feelings or you push them away, especially in your 20s and, earlier, you're just like, oh no, I'm fine. But you just bury them. We're talking about the typical men being strong, but that comes with being vulnerable. That's the hardest. Like, men would rather fight wars than being vulnerable, some of them. I've realised that I've never actually really spoken about my emotions. I started therapy, which I've never done before, and I find it difficult. I'm still learning, basically. Yeah, I find it difficult to kind of speak properly about my emotions or kind of look at them. I guess it made me stop in my tracks and pay attention to the trauma in my life up into that, from being homeless, from doing all this from everything I've kind of been through, I've kind of pushed right down. So when things have kind of gone right in my life, or things I've done well, or when it's not a struggle no more, anxiety appears. I feel like I don't deserve things that I've worked a lot for. So that's a battle I'm having today. I'm more comfortable asking someone twice with my mates, you know, how they're feeling. And I'll be really honest here, because we're here being honest and vulnerable. That was my issue. I was asking everyone else and I wasn't asking myself. I will encourage everyone to ask themselves as well how they're doing. Honestly, you can buy all these fancy clothes, but if you don't be well and feel well inside, they don't mean anything. And this is what the Be Well Collective supports. It's about nourishment, mental nourishment, and how you feel inside and others feel inside. And it encourages people to feel good about themselves. So please donate and support. You'll be doing a good thing. You'll feel good for it.